But my camera is not here. What? Overlay, refresh. How do I fix my camera? Hold on. I think I need to unplug it and plug it back. I don't know what happened. Ugh. It worked. I'm back. Oh no, it still started a new stream annoyingly though. I was not quick enough. My system for some reason doesn't boot quick enough anymore. Everything is broken. Oh, in the camera? When the camera settings are off? This is so annoying. I don't know what happened. MBC crash? Yeah, I'm in my my monitors went off. I'm not sure what happened there. How do I fix my camera tilt? Oh my god, this is unusable. Like, here's the OBS thing to control the camera, and like, I cannot drag it. It's undraggable. Sometimes it like switches it. Yeah, like if I do this, nothing works. Everything is broken. Like, why is everything broken always? Is there a single piece of software or hardware in this world that works? Automatic focus works. Pen. Oh, it's pen. Okay. Actually, like, the setting was correct, but the settings were not set to these settings when I unplug and then plug it back. So I just need to wiggle the thing. Okay, and now I can actually, like, also drag this properly. This is weird. Everything is weird. Alright. Anyway. We're back. The chat doesn't work. Hold on. Chat. Refresh. You were disconnected from the server. Okay, I joined. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have the Twitch chat also live. Okay, nice. Ah, my god. Okay, we go to project Lisp jam. All right, let's go. Let's go back to this stuff. I was what was I doing? I was doing something. Oh, mini Coro, no such file or directory, right? Because I was implementing the limit continuations, which means that to compile the C, I need to add the include of the mini Coro, which is include mini Coro. Include. Let's try that. I'm going to say that mini Coro include is like it's supposed to just be inputs cast as a path, right? How do I even do this? If I convert this to string, what's going to happen. Because like the entire flake as a string is just the path to it, right? And then I can just do daps mini coro, I think. Maybe. Echo mini coro include, right? Yeah, this is just this. Yeah. And then we do it again with this. Well, I mean, inside of this source we have the depths. Depths mini coro, right? There we go. Mini coro H is there. Okay, so now we can do build. Minicast main is undeclared. Okay, right. So yeah, let's do main. Const main. Unexpected text. Wait, what? Just run. Okay, now we have what? The C doesn't compile because fseek passing first argument 1 of ftel from incompatible pointer tile file, which is an int star. Oh wait, why is file an int star? Main source. What is this? A swap file? Delete a swap file. ftel file. Wait, what? They're telling me that passing argument 4 of f read from incompatible pointer type. Because my file is an int star instead of it being a file star. Right? So why is that the case? Oh, because yeah, this should be just file. I cannot say C file. Because yeah. There's a different error earlier which says that yeah, C file is unknown type. Yeah, which then later makes it think that it's an int because that's how C works, because it's annoying, of course. All right, we're going to start implementing Lisp in a second. I just need to read a file first, right? No, it should be file all capitalized. Right? Okay. Panic. Called object is not a function or function pointer. Panic F. Why not? Oh, it's because unknown type name string. Wait, what? Why is a string an unknown type? Let's see the C code here. String. Yeah, we have typedef struct string view string, I guess. But this this thing that takes a string is used before that. Why not? Why is it like that? It is like that because this type is not there yet, right? Yeah, because the function pointer type is technically not it's not necessary for this type to be full complete or whatever. I actually need to fix my minicast, it seems. Like what we should do is actually like I should either do a struct string here, but that's a declaration which will not be visible outside of this function. What we want to do instead is, and like this struct, oh, wait, hold on. Why is struct context though not the thing that is not visible outside? A struct string is? That's very weird. Okay. I need to say like type def struct string, right? And then this would work. But then I need to say that string. Oh wait, but it's not a struct string even. It's because this is an alias, which is why I'm not using a struct. Oh no. Okay, we're going to fix it by saying that this takes a string view. Okay. To do minicast to do should be string, but it's an alias and there is an issue in minicast. All right. Okay, so it compiles. Now let's try to read a file, right? Let's try to read a file. Also, yeah, we should try to read a file. We should also have the panic handler here, right? So we're going to say with panic handler being a function which takes string. Did the urge to rewrite come back? I'm not rewriting anything. I'm just writing a new language, a Lisp. It's going to be a small one, right? Panic handler is panic handler. Panic handler is we're going to say unwindable unwindable unwindable, I don't know, what do we call it, block, whatever. Naming is difficult. We're just going to unwind block with nothing, but we're going to, so this is having a string as string, and I need to print string error, print string as, print string /n, right? Is that what I need to do? Expected scope in main 3. Line 9. To 32. Is it that this needs to be in parentheses? Which is weird. Why is print string not found? Okay, maybe print string is print string yeah, we have Yeah, because it's in the tests. Because it's in the tests. We need to move it out of the tests there, this code, to use it in other projects, I guess. Stream crashed earlier. Were you not there on the first part of the stream before the crash? Did you lose your streak? Okay, so we have the panic handler, and then we have like the actual main, which is what? Let's just try to say source read file from hello C, right? It's supposed to panic with the message. Yeah, it says error, no such file or directory. There you go, right? Error, no such file or directory. Easy. Okay, and then if I try to read the actual file that exists, like a license, for example. Then it is fine. All right. Nice. 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 Okay, so we need the arguments though, right? How is there a way in C to get the arguments? I just say int main with no arguments. Should I generate the argc and argv arguments to the main when I'm compiling to C? Or can I get the arguments in a different way in C? C get args. It's just handled by the main function, right? Okay. Well, I think we are going to have the let's actually call this like the Lisp source, right? This is the Lisp language. Right, and then we have the actual game, and the actual game going to be source main dot what do we call the Lisp, by the way? We need to have a name for it. The cast Lisp KL, right? And we want to say over here print hello world, right? Like that. Oh, I guess we do need a well, we'll see. So we want to read this file. Path is source main KL. So we read the file path, that source is this. Okay. Apocalypse. I think I want to actually get this just file over there. Yeah, I think I like that.
Hello, Redkov.
Hello, Batcomp. Anything but working on Linksider? Exactly. Can I just say over here, cd just Lisp, you know, that's going to be, cd, Lisp and just build, and then we do Lisp target main args. Something like that. Just Lisp. Okay. On each side of the square, you can attach one S expression. The Lisp cider. It will be an interpreter. Yes, I'm just going to do an interpreter. Not trying to do anything very complex. So far, the complex thing is reading a file. Yeah, but I think I have read it. So let's see here also. Print string source contents. Right. So I'm just going to read the file, and I'm supposed to see it here. Right. So there you go. The hello world is printed. He has read it. Who has read it? Never mind. Okay. Actually, Lisp cider doesn't sound bad. Wait, hold on. Are we even supposed to make any specific game for this? Is there a theme? Is there a theme for this game, Gem? We could make a Lisp cider. You know, like a mini version of Link cider. I don't think there is a theme, right? You literally are supposed to be able to create anything. All it matters is that it's a Lisp. Right? Okay, anyway, we need to parse the NS expression, right? That's the first thing to any Lisp. So we have read a file. Now we need to have a parser. Link cider, but you play as the sides. Parse as expression. We have the I want to have the reader. Reader is the thing which is reading the source, right? When we have the current position, right, which is just going to be an index, a uint, I guess. Cider. Okay. We just return the source is source and position is 0. Right? I guess, wait, no. We still want, even if, although it's a list, but we still want the error reporting to be good here, right? We still want to make it somewhat of a programming language. So like this is still going to be the same as we're doing for cast. We have the position is a struct which has the string which we have the index for position. We have the line. Let's just use int there, and the column, which is int. Plain tile, but you play as the bug. Const position beginning is position which just returns index is 0, line is 1, column is 1, or line 0, column 0. Okay. Position beginning. Okay, sure. Const position advance though with a character C and position. Right, we're just going to say that if C is equal to /n, right? Then we say that position, well, we always say that position index is add position index 1, but over here we say that line is at line 1, column is 0. Otherwise, we just say that column is at column 1. Well, this is yeah, sure. This should be good. Reader. Position. This is going to be position beginning. I guess position beginning could be just a constant, actually, instead of a function. Right? We can just say that this is position like that. That should work. Reader. Okay, so reader should be able to do what? We should be able to say reader peak. You probably written a lecture 20 times in the last 2 years? No, not 20. I think just 5 times, maybe. Maybe we don't do the context. I don't know, like, which one is better, to have it or not to have it. This should what? This should return a char. Wait, what do we return for the end of file though? It should be an optional one then, right? Option char. Let's have an option. As value boolean value team. Sum is t, value t, option t, as value true, value is value, done, option t is as value is false, value is uninitialized. Pick. Okay. So we just say that if reader position index is less than reader source length, reader source content length, right? Then we're going to return some, else we return none. Okay, and this is where I need to index a string, which we have not done in minicast yet, right? So string index. Wait, what have I even compiled the char into right now? It's not a char, right? What do I even do for strings right now? Wait, do I even have a char in minicast? I'm not sure if I have it. I don't remember. Source, minicast, types. I do have a char. What do I compile it into? In C. Char is just a char. Right, but that is not correct, right? Because we don't want this to be a char in C, actually. Yeah, char is supposed to not be a char, actually. But okay, for now, we can just do the ASCII for the sake of this Lisp. But we need to be able to index into a string. Reader source content. If we index into that string using the reader position index. Okay, string index uint. This should give me just a char. So that would be a native. As content I. That's all. Okay, so now we can peek, and we can also say reader advance. This will just say reader position is reader is. We just say position advance reader position using reader peek reader, like that, right? Okay. Let's start by. So we have the source, we have the reader is reader new using the source, right? And then we say a loop. We say unwindable loop. And we say that peek is reader peek reader. If peek has value, and we do one thing. If not, then we say that we break the loop. You say char as in charred, even though it's char as in character. You should be okay with the G in the GIF. As in Jim instead of in give. Yeah, I am saying GIF, not GIF. Usually, I think. Print char. Hold on. If equal let's say C is peak value if equal C2/n, then we do one thing, otherwise we do another thing. Say print string /n. Otherwise we print string this and that, and then we print char C. And we also print string line. Okay, can I print char? Print char C char %C. Good night, Nigel. Line 7. Yes, so reader new, they should return a reader. Expected char got option char on reader line 20. Yeah, because reader peak returns an option, right? Yes. So peak is reader peak reader, right? If peak has value, then I'm going to actually advance the position using peak value, right? But otherwise, I guess we can like panic here. Advancing past the end of file, which is not supposed to happen. Okay. And then we want to do in main. So like, yeah, we just do the reader, we do the peak, and then we say reader advance reader. Okay, also I want to print string at, and I want to print position. Oh, no, that's going to be like position print. I don't know why. Maybe there should be string print too, and like char print, position print, position print. What? Reader position. Position print. Position. I'm just going to print int, which is p line. Although I should add 1 there. For 1-based indexing when printing, line, column, and then we print char a colon, I guess. Right? Okay. So this is just me reading the file character by character, and 27. Actually, a reference got reader at line 27. Oh, because reader is not a reference, right? There is nothing to do reference there. Okay, there we go, right? So, and then after the new line, we get the, yeah. We increase the line, start with 0 again. Okay. Okay, next, so we actually are going to do the lexing then, right? Before doing the reader, I guess. because before doing the parser, I actually need the lexer for the Lisp too. Lexer is based on reader. Based on reader. We have reader inside, and then we say lexer new reader. Reader is, I mean, there's no state there anyway, right? It's going to be easy. We just want the lexer to be like next token. Next token, right? And that's going to be we just get a reader here as the argument. And this should give me an optional string. We'll never even need to pick, I guess, right? We don't even need to pick at all. Lexer next token. Even although we don't have a struct for it, maybe. Right? So let's do this. If reader peak reader has value, if not, then we just return the none, right? Oh, fn is now a keyword, right? Unwindable f. I cannot do the same as before anymore. Sure. So yeah, we just do the early return here. Do we have a not in the somewhere? Not is not found in the current scope. Okay. Sure. String to C string. That belongs in a string, by the way. Util. Let's see. Not is a function which takes boolean, returns boolean. Native not b, like that. Okay, lexer, right? So this is either a parenthesis basically or anything else. That's the only thing that we need to do. Oh, no. Also like the strings, I guess, right? The strings are the other things that we need to do. Yeah. Wait, when you are writing a Lisp, do you need to like have a like a dedicated token? I guess. Yeah, I guess like there are actually tokens. Fine. Let's have a token then. Token is a struct which is having kind, which is token kind. Token kind is either end of file. So over here, I'm just going to return kind is end of file, right? Okay. Then we also have like, basically we only have the what? Like I want to make a distinction between the string and the other tokens. Right? String. I want it to be like simple though. Can I not just make it a string? Let's have kind and let's have a raw string. Right, so in this case, raw is just empty. String. I don't know. Well, I mean, interesting. I don't know. Let's have it to be token or end of file, I guess. For now. No. No, we have like, do I want to so do I want to have the identifier punctuation and the string, I guess, right? Those are the options. But do I need to have a distinction between identifier and punctuation? I think we don't need to, right? Like in a regular Lisp, can we assign like, is plus just an identifier? I think it is, right? So yeah, everything is just an identifier. The only punctuation that we have is the parentheses, technically. Nothing else is a punctuation, right? Maybe we don't do the lexer. We skip it. Like maybe we just parse into the S expression directly from the thing. Like, this is maybe is an unnecessary step, actually. Right? Can I just do the parser? Which takes the reader and just returns the S expression, right? So yeah, how about we do this? If so there's like basically two things. We need to skip white space first. Parser skip white space from the reader, right? Yeah, I think it's just the definition of the S expression is different, right? The atom is not always a string, right? Because there are different kinds of these things, right? It can be an atom or a string, I guess, is going to be a dedicated one. Like, that's already like a token that we have. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Unwindable loop. Pick is reader pick. If pick has value. Okay, I guess if not has value, then we just unwind. If pick value, if char is white space, pick value, yeah. If not, then we also find. Okay. Let's have char is white space. Oh, we have or as a keyword, right? Bool or a bool, b bool. Oh wait, but I do have the I already have the or as a built-in, right? I don't know if it's compiled into anything though. Let's see. Equal C is equal to space or C is equal to /n. That's all that I need for now. Expected expression got equal or equal. Yeah. We actually don't have it implemented. Fine, we will implement this later. Bool or with this and that being the arguments. Okay, so I think that's works. So we are skipping the white space. Now we need to say peak is reader peak reader. If not peak has value, then we're going to panic. Wait, is there empty lists? I guess this can return an optional as expression, maybe. Or is there, or should we have an empty as expression? Keyboard. You are wondering what keyboard I have? I have a Steel Series Apex 3 TKL as a keyboard. This one. It's a best TKL membrane keyboard, apparently. Should I have an empty as expression as a thing? Because that's what I do for my ASTs in cast. Because it does make sense to me to do that. So maybe maybe we actually just return empty here. Kind is empty.
Hello 0_0_0_0.
Hello. Actually, no, this does not make sense. For Lisp specifically, I think it does not make sense, actually. Yeah, so I will return an optional as expression then instead. So this will be a none. Alright, so now we have a peak character, and we say that if peak value, if peak value is an opening parenthesis, right? Then we are going to do what? Yeah, also if it is equal to the closing parenthesis, then we also return none, right? Okay, but so if it's an opening one, then it is a list. Otherwise, it is an atom, right? That's all. So over here we're doing the reader advance. And then we're going to just say that, yeah, we are going to have a loop. If no, we're going to, yeah, we're going to say that next is, we're going to parse as expression recursively here, right? And we say that if next has value, then it's going to be one thing. Otherwise, we're going to break the loop. Oh, so I need the list. I see. So I need a vector actually. And a vector. This is in an example, but I need to copy it and use it here. Let's call it array list though. I don't like the vector as a name. When is Linksider going to be released? Yes. Good question. Whenever I stop working on these stupid languages and start working on the game instead. Okay, so we have a yeah, I'm just going to call this array list. Although this list should be an array instead. Like this should be renamed to an array, but that's okay. Vector new. Do we have empty list, by the way? Yeah, this, yeah, I should have like naming fixed too. List pushback. Isn't the most difficult thing about developing a language getting others to use it? Well, that's not about developing a language, I guess, already. I don't make a language for the others to use it. I make it for myself, mostly. But, I mean, yeah, if the others get to use it, that would be nice, I guess. But that's not my main goal. My motivation is that every language sucks, so we need to make a good one. And if I do succeed for it, and if I myself believe that it's a better language than the other languages, then maybe other people will believe that too. And that's how like the other people use it. And then, I mean, that is difficult. That's why it is difficult to get others to use it, because you need to prove that it's better at something, I guess, at least, than the other programming languages, right? And making something that's better than what exists is the difficult part. But that's the yeah. I don't think like it's the marketing that's the biggest problem of the languages. Like for games, yes, it's the marketing which is the like. I think it's, yeah. Like when you're making a game, marketing it is like a bigger task than developing the game itself. But for the programming languages, I don't think that's true, because there is a lot smaller market of programming languages, I guess, than it is of games, right? Because there is a billion game developers, but there's only so many language developers. I mean, there's a lot of languages, but compared to the amount of games, it's like nothing. You disagree? What do you disagree with? That the problem is adoption, not marketing. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't need to, like, it's not the marketing that's needs to be done. But well, I mean, I'm just saying that if the language is good, it's going to be adopted anyway. For games, it's not a problem. What? That is not a problem. Adoption? I'm not sure. Well, what is adoption for games? Is there even such a term for games? Adoption is what that the games is being played, right? If we talk about games, making people play it. So why is it not a problem for games then? The random people are not going to play your game. You need to market it, then you are going to have adoption, right? People play games all the time. I don't know. No, I think marketing is still pretty big. What do you think about the annual hot water shutdown? Is it annual? Because it is not annual here. It is just like sometimes random. Something breaks and the water is shut off. Do you have it annual also planned? Well, if it's planned, then you can at least plan for it, I guess. But what we have here is mostly unplanned water shut-offs. It's not enough for a language to get popular. What is not enough for a language to get popular? Marketing is not enough for a language to get popular? Or what? Language getting popular is not enough? Not enough for who? I mean, it depends on your goal. Maybe your goal is to make a popular language, not a good language. That's a different goal, right? You can just trick everyone into using your language by, like, for example, making it the only option that people can use on a specific platform, like if you're like you make JavaScript and then you make all the browsers only be possible to be programmed in JavaScript, then JavaScript becomes popular language, right? Okay, so for S expression, I'm going to use the array list instead of just like, yeah. And the lists should be arrays too. Yeah, actually, yeah. I'm not sure what should be the primitive, which is what we have in minicast, right? Because, yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to say that list is array list, not list. There we go. Let list is array list new, the list of S expressions, right? And then over here we have array list push back the list, we add the next value there, right? You're making a Lisp. Why? Well, it's on the screen. It is. I don't know. I just want to test minicast. I think when we implement the Lisp, like I want to test this delimited continuation stuff that I was implementing. All right, and basically we make a simple language and we use those somewhere, you know, something like that. I just want to write some code and to test the features before I proceed with other things, and we have fun in the process by participating in a game jam, right? Because why not? So we return some as expression result kind is list. Oh wait, how do we do this again? It's just value. Value is list is list, right? Can you tell the difference between wheat rye and potato vodka in is it Russian? No, I don't drink vodka. Yeah, yeah. You might know more about that than I do. Well, I mean, you already know more because you know that there are different flavors, apparently, of vodka, right? Okay, and then we do an else. Else, we return kind is atom. Value is atom is the so this is going to be a string. Oh wait, but the strings are not growable either, right? Oh, we need to have like a string builder or something for that. Well, I mean, technically we can have a substring. So yeah, because I have the because the reader content is static anyway, right? So we can say that start position is a reader position, and then we just say that we have a loop, and I say peak. This is going to be shadowing, which is not implemented yet. I think in the C is going to compile here to complain here, but we can reassign to that, I guess. Peak is reader peak, and we say if peak has value. If not has value, then we're going to unwind to break the loop. If and if peak is a parenthesis or a white space, I guess. If char is white space, if value, then we're also going to break if equal peak value to the opening bracket, then we also break. If it is equal to the closing bracket, we also break. Otherwise, we say reader advance, right? And then we say that Adam, so this is supposed to be a string, right? And it says string subs. I just have a substring from reader content. Reader content starting from start position index, and then the reader position index is the end. Let's have a substring. Substring is s string start end. I mean, I can do a string view here, which is technically that's what we have. We have a string view. String is just an alias to string view currently. Right. So we have the content, which is same as the original one. And we have oh, no, we don't do that. Yeah. Because I need to actually do some pointer arithmetics here. So we need to do that plus start. Right? Yeah, but length is we need to subtract from end the start. That's my length. Okay. So this is a string view to the original string. Okay, sure. String. It's a little confusing that I use the string and string view. This just makes it obvious that it's reference, I suppose. And also one thing that I forgot is that after I read this, we need to and to make sure that the peak after I read all of the insides of the parentheses expression, we need to see the closing parentheses, right? So peak is reader peak if not peak as value, then we're going to panic saying expected closing bracket got end of file, right? If not equal peak value and closing, then say panic expected end of file expanded this. Okay, I don't have string interpolation. Do I want to have nice messages in my Lisp? Nice error messages? Because this doesn't say where, right? This doesn't say where. And then we advance to skip the closing one. Yeah. Okay, this might be it. Okay, I'm going to say that I'm not going to peek, right? I'm going to say parse as expression from the reader. If as expression has value, then I want to print it, right? As expression print as expression value. Oh, and also, by the way, I think we really want to have this span here. Still. Span. We have the path, start, end. The parser needs to maintain the span. Let's do uninitialized. Let's do result find is list result value is not. Find is Adam. Value is that. Result span is path is reader source path. Start is start, end is reader position. Start is reader position. Not equal is a template. Not equal char. We don't do auto instantiation. Reader doesn't have field contents. Reader source contents. Sexpert doesn't have field span. Oh, because this goes here. just sort of print. Okay, and then we need to be able to print. Sexpr print is a function. Right, so we are going to say that if s expression kind is equal to atom, then we're just going to print string s expression value atom, right? Else if s expression kind is list, then else panic no unmatched s expression kind. We say let I int is 0. We don't have loops. Well, we don't have a for range. We'll say I is add I1 if greater or equal I to the let's see, list is as expression value list, right? Like this. So we have list list length, okay. Yeah, first of all, we're going to print let's print string slash n. No, not slash n. This. We're going to print that in the end to if not equal I to 0. Over here, I'm also going to print the space. Okay, and then we have array list index. List index buffer I. So we just do as expression print array list index list by index I. Okay, is that it? Array list index is a template, right? This is a list of as expressions. I think I might have an infinite loop somewhere. Oh wait, I know exactly where. It's in the parser over here. I have a loop because I'm no. I'm peeking and I'm advancing. Yeah, over here I'm advancing and advancing. But skip white space never advances. There you go. Read advance reader. Okay, so we have print hello world. There is a space here in the end, which is weird at 123. And it should not be at 123 instead, because I want to print the span there, right? Main. I want to not print the position, but span of the s expression. Value span. We need a reference to span for printing? Sure. Okay, so it's main KL1. And I think when I print position, it needs a dot, not a colon over here for this to be in correct format. Yeah, I don't know how to read that format in Vim though. I know how to do it in VS Code by clicking on it. Still have no idea how to just click the things in Vim. Okay, there we go. So we can click on this. This is selecting me the full span here. Like that. So that's what we have read. Why is there an extra space here though? It's not supposed to have an extra space there, right? Why is this opened? Close. Oh, because this printing space needs to be there. All right. So we have parsed an S expression, but we have not parsed it correctly. It might look correct, but it's actually not. Right? Let's print it on separate lines. How about that? Yeah, I want to have like the printer in general, right? I want to have the print context, print context t. Print context t is a struct. I just want to have the indentation. I just want to have the indentation, which is what? Just an int, I guess. Oh, so when I print string, I actually need to like go through and see if let's call this right string, I guess. Right, and let's call this right char2. Because if I print a new line, I should print the indentation again. Right? I think I just use the right char string index si I is add I1. All right. But yeah, so this is the character, right? We say that if the character is a new line, well, I mean, we write it always, right? But if it is a new line, I want to print indentation, or let's do this. Printed indentation is boolean. Print context new print context. Print indentation is false. Indentation is 0. Increase indentation is increase ink. Actually, want to ink current print context indentation decrease increase x like that. We just say that x is add x1, right? And deck is sub. Okay, or we can like actually do a plus plus there. It's okay. Yeah, I can just say inc uint I don't know, doesn't really matter in this case, but in this one I do save on the copy pasta. Decrease indentation. No, so like, yeah, if it is a new line, I basically just say that I say just that current print context printed indentation is false, right? And then we when I write a char, then right, I just say I just say I just say if not equal char 2/n, then I'm also going to print. I guess this is a print char actually. Right. That's okay. So we are going to print indentation here. If needed, right? I guess we just do it here directly. No, let's do print indentation if not yet, I guess. And yeah. Print indentation is if not yet. Say context is current print context. If not printed indentation, then printed indentation is true. And then we do a loop. Why my car synized? Hello? Do you not like being a crab? You know that crab is the final form of evolution, right? Do you usually, when you do Lisps, you do a double space indentation instead of 4 spaces? I think that's what I've seen in Lisps. Usually. Make sure that it's available there. Okay, so what I want is like to print every with indentation always, the S expression, right? Or maybe we can say like do 2 spaces are more common. Yeah, I think so. So we are going to, if it's a list, we're going to print that, print a new line, and then we are going to increase indentation, right? And then we're going to print that, and we're going to I mean, let's make this configurable, you know. Multi-line boolean, right? Yeah. How about this? We say over here, if multi-line, then I'm going to increase indentation after also printing the new line. Oh wait, yeah, that's why I wanted to hold on. As expression, no, in print. Print char. I need to do this. I'm just printing it character by character. That's it. And then when I print the character, if it was, so if it was equal to the new line, then I'm going to say that print indentation is false, right? Otherwise, we're going to print indentation not yet. Yeah, there we go. There's actually an orthodox indentation that is widely used. Is this overlay originally minicast? No, this is my old one. That one is originally in Rust, actually. This overlay. I think eventually I will want to make a new one in cast, ideally, not in minicast. I already made a game in minicast. The only reason I'm making this project here, the Lisp, is because I want to test the delimited continuations. Yeah, you could have guessed because it's a crab right there. This is a very old overlay that I was using. Okay, so over here we say if multi-line, then I'm going to decrease indentation in the end. Okay, so if multi-line, yeah. If not multi-line, then I'm going to, if not multi-line and the, and it's not the first one, then I put space. But if multi-line, then I'm just going to print the new line after every value, right? List 4/n bar would be indented with bar underneath foo. Yeah. Personally, I don't like these kind of indentations where... Yeah, I don't like that. But I could see the indentation like this, you know? Well, like because the first element of the S expression is actually like the most important one, right? So like this is the name of the function, right? But the arguments are over here, you know, like argument 1, and then you have argument 2, and then you have argument 3. I could see this being the thing. Is anyone doing that in Lisp? Or is that like what you do with like just like with 2 spaces instead? Because when I speak about indentation, I would expect it even to be like that instead, which is different, right? The indentation you print with is important for toy Lisp. No, it's not important, but still. Okay, and then over here we expect 2 arguments. When I print an S expression, multi-line, true. And this is just the same multi-line as what we already have. Okay, so over here we're going to see... No, it's over here, true. And over here it's multi-line. Okay, so there you go. So it says... I guess it's difficult for you to see with all of the crabs. And Like this, right? We have the quote hello and comma to be its own token, which is not correct. Of course. Also, if it's multi-line, then I can print the spans here too if I wanted. Span print string at span print. Or I guess actually I just do over here in the end. If multi-line, then I'm just going to print the span here instead of in this other place. And we ended with a new line too. In that case. Which means that I don't need it over here. It's a little weird. Yeah, let's not end with a new line. Maybe make a cast root and var that cast minicast looks for in libs instead of having the stdlib rendered everywhere. I already have it. What do you mean? Well, I mean, yeah, like I still write this explicitly, I guess. But yeah, I explicitly say that I have the cast path here, which has the standard library for minicast over here. I'm not really like vendoring it here. But this should be like just automatically done instead of me passing this as command line arguments, I guess. But that's minicast. For cast, it's already looking for the library, for the standard library in the specific place. Yeah, no, there is nothing here. I mean, this kind of belongs to the standard library, I guess, right? Like the string stuff. This belongs to the yeah, but like because it's not there, I'm just writing this in line in this project right now. But I should move it, I guess. But at the same time, like the minicast is not supposed to be a language that I write by hand anyway. So like, should it even have the standard library? It's like it's the cast, which is the main one, and that's not what I'm writing here. You know, it's a little weird here. Span is not a string view. Span is the source position, source span specifically. It's this thing, you know. When I click on this token print, right? It selects this. So it's a range in the file, right? So this is the hello. This is the token hello. This is the token world, and this is the entire S expression, right? Like tracing. I don't know if it's like tracing. No. It's I mean, the language server protocol calls them ranges. The span name is also used in a bunch of places. I don't know. Well, I mean, we are tracing where the parsed expression comes from, I guess, right? So that we can report the errors properly when something is wrong, right? But right now what is also wrong is that I'm parsing the string token as 2 tokens. Yeah, it's for the list, but I have the same stuff like when I'm parsing minicast and when I'm parsing cast too, right? I just re-implemented that stuff from scratch, basically, that stuff. Okay, so I need to parse a string as a little bit differently. Okay. I think it's weird that VS Code is thinking for some reason that this parenthesis is actually... I thought I fixed this before. It's not matching the parentheses properly, but okay. What I need is to parse the quote. Right? So we say if equal the character to... It's not the character, right? We have peak value. If that one is a quote, then we need to read a string. Right? So result kind is going to be a string. Result value is... So string is a different than just the atom, I guess, right? And string will have both... Well, I mean, we always have raw... No, we don't always have raw. Hold on, S expression is over here. Yeah, we need to have like a string, which is a string... I mean, we can just do a string, I suppose. It's okay. So string is just... is going to be a substring. It's going to be a substring of reader source contents starting from start position and ending at reader position. Right, but start position is going to be, I guess, like after I advance, like this here. All right, and then we're going to peek. We're going to handle like the... Maybe we don't handle the escapes for now, right? We don't need to. I'm just going to say that if peak value is equal to the quote, then we are going to break the loop, right? That's the only one that we care about. Okay. Can I say over here expect char parser expect char closing? Yeah, just that. It's not going to advance this thing, maybe. just like looking at this, and it must be equal to that, right? And we say expected to do. So over here we say expect the closing quote again, right? And then we're going to advanced over it too. Yeah, and over here we are expecting the closing one. Okay. And this is a string. Although I'm going to create this string before we advance over the closing one. Yeah. Okay, so now if I try to parse, we should parse the hello world as a single token. No, peak not found in the current scope. Peak is reader peak. Also expect char also needs a reader as an argument. Okay. Substring. It's a little weird to expect a reference here, but okay. Should a function get unit? Oh, I forgot an else. But also VS Code was not selecting it properly. Weirdly. It only selects a single position, and all this is a span. Error, unmatched as expression kind. Right. We have unmatched as expression kind because when I'm printing an as expression over here, it also the kind can also be a string. Right, and in this case we need to print the opening and the closing, and then we print string. We're going to print escaped string here, kind of. But yeah, let's just do that for now. Print string as expression. Value string. Okay, there you go. We have hello world as a single token over here now, right? We have print, hello world, and this. And we can also try to do something else. What's the regular Lisp? Oh, what is the most common Lisp over here? Let's just copy some of that code from Wikipedia, right? And there you go. There you go. Okay, it took 2 hours, but we have parsed as expression, right? Okay. Also, if I try to not close the parentheses here, it's going to say that we expected this but got end of file, right? Yeah. It doesn't say where, but we do get the error. So we could improve the error message, but But let's do something else. Let's do instead what do we do? The Lisp, we just implement some built-in functions, right? We want to evaluate it now, right? We want to write an interpreter. Some very simple interpreter. Is there such a thing as like local variables in Lisps usually, or do like or are all of the things global? By the way, in Lisp 1 or Lisp 2 or something. I mean, we have a function, right? And like then we just have that. So these arguments are just available for me inside of this expression. But can I shadow an existing variable from like outside? And define just defines a function. But this function is a global, right? We just define a global function, I think. Is how it's supposed to work. Can we have a local variable? Let. Bad. The Lisp family splits over the use of dynamic and or static scope. I mean, it depends on what I want to make, right? What do we do? Local. Lisp local variable. I'm just wondering what they usually do here. That's in the column Lisp, right? We just say a let. What is a let? Variables are declared with a let special operator. So let. Oh wait. So okay. So let has two things, right? First is the variables that we define, and then the expression that we evaluate with these variables in scope. Okay, got it. So it's a let in kind of thing. Sure. We can do that thing. Anyway, we want to have the interpreter. Right? Interpreter. Right? And we okay. Interpreter is going to be a context interpreter T. I think we're going to make use of the contexts here. Interpreter new. We don't have any fields for now. Okay. Okay, but we want to just be able to evaluate, right? So we just say eval as expression, right? Which needs to be evaluated to a value, right? So we need to figure out what a value is first. Okay, let's specify the value I here. It's going to be kind is value kind and data value data. All right, let's just have strings for now. Maybe. So yeah, I guess I also want to have a unit. I'm not sure if this is going to be properly compiled. Can I have a field of a unit type right now? Type int none cannot be used as a record. Something is really wrong here. Type int none. We have a none. We have this is a bug. And the bug is it thinks that interpreter T is. Oh wait, I know why. I know why. You know why this is? Because interpreter starts with an int and it's trying to parse the thing that comes after int as an integer, because we have like int 32 and we parse the 32 here, and interpreter starts with an int too. This is yeah. Yeah, let's just fix it right now. Yeah, over here we say that if we strip prefix int, then we just parse the bits into the thing, right? But I only need to do that if all of those digits are integers. Yeah, otherwise we need to look up the type. Let's do here if all chars are no. We can have a string iterate. We can have bits iterate std iter all. Do we have an all actually in standard library of cast? I'm not sure. Std iter. We have any, and yeah, we do have all actually, right? So we have iterator and then the predicate. Yeah. So I can just say std iter all r char is digit. We do have is digit, right? There is ASCII digit. We do this and that, and in this case just signed is true. How long does it take to compile minicast right now? Less than 20 seconds. Yeah, I was improving my compile times. Fix fix interpreter being int none. Okay, I didn't test it, but it's okay. We're going to put it. And then we're going to update cast. We're going to compile it again here. So there we go. It's done. Now, if I try to do the Lisp, this should work. Right? Yeah. Interpreter. Okay. We also want to be able to print a value. Right? And I guess over here, what we're going to do, we parse as expression, and then we say value is evaluate the as expression. Instead of printing it, we're going to instead evaluate it, and then we're going to say value print value. And print char/n, right? Yeah, and also we need to initialize the interpreter here. So we say actually, I just need to parse a single expression. Whatever. Let's say with interpreter being interpreter new. That should work. Right? Well, I mean, if I implement the this thing, but this is uninitialized, so... But it doesn't matter because we don't even read it. Okay. Let's do this. If as expression kind is string, then we just evaluate to a string, right? Yeah. Eval. So in this case, I just return a value. Kind is string. Data is string is as expression. Value string. Right? Okay. Over here, say if value kind is, say, unit, then we just print string that. Unmatched value kind in value print. Boom. I guess what we can do is something like unreachable, because I'm trying to return value here. We can do that. Yeah, we can make that. Yeah, maybe unreachable t. We just returns t. We just panics, saying unreachable was reached, right? And then we return uninitialized, just so that it's more obvious what we're doing here. But it's technically panic should just return the never type. Okay. If value kind is string, then we print string escaped value data string. Actually, yes, I do like that. Print string escaped as expression value string. For now, we just do that. Actually, I just do it over here. Copy paste. Print char. I just say that if equal char. Or rather, if escape, if char escape for C char escape C char optional string, maybe. I don't know, let's do something like that. So we say escaped is char escape C. If escaped has value, then I'm just going to print string escaped value, right? Otherwise we print the char itself. Yes, we escape that. The new line. Unmatched as expression kind in eval. Okay, but if I make my code to contain just a string called hello world, like this, right? Then we can already evaluate this to a hello world. And we should see hello world being printed. Okay. We see hello world being printed. So now we should do what? If as expression kind is let's see, if it's atom, then I do something panic to do atom eval. But if it is the list, then so since we evaluate it, it's the first element that determines the thing, right? But also if it's empty, then it's also then it's just a unit, right? So if as expression let's see, list is as expression value list, right? So if list length is equal to 0, then we're just going to, you know what, let's just say unwindable function here, and we unwind, we return from the function this stuff. Or you should say kind is unit, data is unit. Oh, so this actually does work? We don't have it as a field. Right, we should not. Yeah, we just don't have the else's. We instead do that. And over here we panic and say unreachable in the end. Okay, so if the list length is not 0, then we say that the first element is this. So the first element is like the function, right? In a Lisp. So the function is, and we need to evaluate the first one, 2, right? Or should we not? No. We just take a look at the first one. So say array list index, the list at index 0, right? And now we need to see what that one is. But I think we need to evaluate the first one, unless it's an atom. If it's an atom, then we need to like figure out if it's a known primitive, right? Yeah, so we say that if f kind is atom, then let's see, we need to find the one with this name specifically, right? Ideally we have a string map or something, but yeah, we don't right now, right? How about this? Let's say let the handler the handler is going to be an optional function taking this list, right? Taking the array list. I don't know. Is there like a name for it? I don't know. Let's fine. Let's call it eval handler, maybe. Right, and we say that eval handler is basically a function from array list of s expressions. So from the list, and that just returns a value, right? Yeah. So we are going to say none, but, right? We say that atom is f value atom, which is a string, right? Do we have a string equal? Yeah, equal string is wrong because this is just the thing. Yeah, we need to have string equal, which is strcmp, I guess, right? If string equal atom and the specific string, so let's say that we want to do what? Like, okay, I guess the easiest thing to evaluate is a quote, right? Because a quote just means that we return the s expression as is, right? So in this case, we unwind this with quote. I don't like this as a name though, because it's going to be like a global function here, right? We have quote. Maybe we say like eval quote. Yeah, maybe eval quote is good. So eval quote is s expression array list that should return value, which means that we have a new kind of value, which is literally an s expression, right? The s expression is just an expression. This should just expect a single argument, right? If value kind is s expression, then we're just going to say s expression print value data s expression and multi-line true, sure. So when I eval quote, I say that if s expression length is not equal to 2, because like the first element is still just the quote, the actual arguments are starting with 1, then we're going to panic quote expects exactly 1 argument, right? Then we say that the actual value of the s expression is the array list. Yeah, we need to have a value where the kind is s expression and data is s expression is array list index, and then we want to dereference that index of the This should not be S expression. It should be like args, I guess. So args at 1. Okay, anyway, so we have the handler, right? And then we say that if handler has value, then we just return the handler called with the list being the argument, right? Otherwise, it's the atom. In this case, if it's not a handler, then what? Then what? Yes. What then? Panic. Could not find eval handler. Like, what should it even be evaluated as in a regular Lisp? If I so if I write a code like this, a, right? Should this find the variable a in scope? Or should this only be done if this is without parentheses, right? Only then it's going to find it. Or are parentheses optional? Optionally can be added as much as we want. In Lisps usually. Like, basically, if we have the parentheses, this means that I'm calling something, right? That's something that needs to be called. Well, I mean, this could be a variable anyway, which should be called, right? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yes, in this case, we are calling the function a with no arguments. And in this case, and if without the parentheses, we just have the value of the function, right? As a first class value instead. Is that how it's supposed to work? I think so, right? Am I using Python? No, I'm not using Python. Hello. I am using my own programming language to make a Lisp here. All right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we have the quote, and I should be able to quote things, right? My own, yes, my own language. It's called, in this case, I'm writing minicast. I have 2 languages technically. One of them is more high level than the other, and I am testing minicast right now, which is a relatively low level language. Maxicast when? S expression does have fields. A reference, yes. This should be dereferenced first. Okay, so if I quote over here, if I quote print hello world, then we will be seeing. Wait, or should like quote be like all the rest of the arguments are just my arguments? I don't know how it works usually in Lisps. It could be done in both ways. I could see that. Let's see quote. Right, like, or here they say quote foo, but that's whatever. Oh, yeah, wait, what? Quote foo. Quote foo is just foo. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this is not necessarily in parentheses. Yeah. No, I think we want to quote... just the rest of the things. right? So I want to kind of quote print hello world. This should work, right? I mean, this will work right now. Wait, no, it should not work, right? Because, yeah. Because the quote should not always return a list. Okay. String equal. Let's implement string equal. String equal a string b string returns boolean. What should this be? I don't do the str cmp because this is not a c string. We should do instead a memcmp, right? Memcmp is equal to 0. Which profession do you have? I'm a programmer. This, and size, right? MCMP, A contents, B contents, and the size is a length. I guess we also should do like that if a length is not equal to b length, then it's just false, and we only do the memcmp otherwise. Are you a computing engineer? What's a computing engineer? Computer engineer? Developing computer hardware and software. Yeah, I'm a software engineer. I'm not really computing stuff myself. I'm writing software that computes stuff, I guess. Right? Your brain is a compiler. Expect type option. Oh yeah. And to return some eval handler, eval quote. There we go. Expect option. Semicolon is unnecessary. Wait, is this selection broken? Like, why is VS Code not selecting the spans anymore and it's selecting just a single position? Even though it's underlying the entire thing as a span. That's weird. Do you think learning Python is useful? Sure. Learning is useful in general, I think. It doesn't matter what you learn, really. What's your goal? Is I guess the first question that I have. Useful for what? Oh, F is this. Unwind F. And this is F. Let's call it first. Yeah, but if this is yeah, we're just going to say panic. That funny file handler. No, we should just like over here panic to do like it's if it's not a dedicated handler, then it's just a function call, right? To work with Excel. I don't know. I think in Excel you have your own programming language. I thought so. I don't know. I don't work with Excel, so I wouldn't help you with that. You're supposed to learn Excel to work in Excel, right? I'm not from from the United States. No. Does it matter? Expected a function type. It's not selecting the spans anymore. It's so annoying. But anyway, like this over here is not a function type. Handler. It's an optional eval handler. Is it because it's an alias? Oh wait, maybe it is because it's an alias. This is a bug in my language in minicast, right? What did it say? Expected a function type. Expected function type over here, right? Which yeah, it says match f type. It's not a function, right? And to resolve aliases here. Resolve type aliases. This is what? This is backend. Resolving type aliases is... yeah, this is annoying. Do you go to the gym often a week? No. I don't go to the gym. I sit in front of my computer all day, every day, 24/7. I'm making a programming language. Who do you think I am? No, but I do have like, I do have a like this is a walking pad, but I can run on it too here. I do that sometimes. I don't need to go to the gym to exercise. I used to go to the gym back in the days, but that's when I didn't have a laptop and when I was living in the dorm. But those days are long gone. All day sitting. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be sitting also, right? I can just I can also stand up sometimes. Like this. This bad noise. Something is somewhere. All right. Anyway, no. I wanted to now that I have stood up, and to stand up a little more. I don't understand what's wrong. Okay, anyway, I'm already standing now. I think I broke something. Whoops. Well, we'll figure out what's broken a little later. Okay, so I was doing what? I was doing evaluation of the quote, right? Yeah, and to do function call. And we have, yeah, I have this. And this is the type alias, which doesn't work, unfortunately. So I have to inline this over here. But I think I can use the alias over there, and that's fine. Maybe? I'm not sure. No, we expected optional function. Yes. Expected type, option, function, ref, array list, as expression, value, and f. Got option eval handler. I cannot use the thing. Okay, we say to do minicast has a bug if I use this alias. Yeah, I'm not sure what's broken. Okay, there we go. I have actually, there we go. Right, so we have the list, print hello world, and this is what I have quoted, so I have evaluated the quote to this thing. There we go. There you go. I wish I looked like you without doing any exercise. No, I was doing a lot of exercises back in the day. I'm just not doing these sports lately. Not a lot of it, at least. Just, yeah, I should exercise. Exercising is good. I just always forget about it because I'm lost in programming. Okay, so the quote works. What is next? We need to actually print hello world, right? Let's print hello world instead of just having hello world. This is going to say to do function call, right? To do function call. So what we are going to do is, I don't think it should be a handler. So in order to do a function call, what we are going to do is we need to evaluate the first one, right? So we need to say that f is eval the first. So I literally evaluate the first element of a list, right? And this one must be a function call, right? So we say call eval call f with the list of arguments, right? There we go. And that's what we return. And then we have eval call. This is going to be not that. It's going to have the arguments, which is a list. And the actual function is a value, right? And this should return a value. Okay. So the values, but we need to like figure out how to evaluate the first one first, right? Let's say panic. Let's say unreachable. Or let's say like panic to the pole here. But I'm not going to get here because we are going to instead say to do atom or something, right? And we just need to look in the current scope to find the print as a value. And we're going to have the interpreter built-ins, which are available in the global scope, right? That's it. I mean, or we could have like an actual functions. Like, how does this work exactly? Like when you do a defen in Lisp, defen. Is that not how we define a function? I'm not sure. Defun, right? We have defun, and this defines a global function. It does not necessarily in the current scope, or I mean, I don't know, maybe I can defun in the current scope. I don't know, should it be a global scope? Is this a job? No, this is not a job. I'm just working on my own project, personal project here. Which is my programming language. There's another project that I have, which is a game. You see in the top right corner. Which you should wishlist on Steam if you like games. I mean, I think we just have a value which is like we will have a native function versus the user-defined function, right? And we have native function, which is just a function. I mean, technically it's like an eval handler, I guess. Sure, let's just have an eval handler. You have deleted Instagram and TikTok from the phone today. That's why you're here now. So now you're on Twitch. Yeah. Well, I mean, Twitch is better, I guess, than Instagram and TikTok because you can have it on your other device or other monitor, and then you can do something in parallel with the streamer, right? Instead of just like. Or do you also do like, because you're used to Instagram and TikTok, you click on all of the different streamers? Is that what you do? I think most people watch Twitch by having it on the extra monitor. or something. Unless you're watching an event that's happening, I guess. Maybe. Or something. Okay, so we evaluate the call. Yeah, but first I need to evaluate atom, right? No, expect a reference over here. Oh, it's a reference. Yeah, sure, a reference. No, let's actually give it the yeah. Let's make it owned. Yeah, there is not really a difference between owned or not owned. But yeah, to do atom eval, you don't have an extra monitor and have the phone and a laptop. Yeah. To do atom eval. Okay, so if it is an atom, which we basically need to look the value up, right? In the current scope, we have the interpreter, or rather, we should have a scope, I guess. Scope is a thing that I should have. Let's I say interpreter eval. No, let's say yeah. Let's say interpreter. No. What do I want? Like it's a little bit weird initializing this in main here. It should be done differently. Scope is current. No. Scope new. Let's just do that. So we have locals, which is, we don't have a map yet, so we're just going to use a list of a local. Local is a struct which has name and value, right? Yeah, I don't want the new one here actually, because the scope should be yeah, it should be current interpreter, which is like this new interpreter I just created. Global scope. There we go. That's what I want. Do you use Claude or ChatGPT? No. All the programmers are using Claude rather than ChatGPT. I don't use it. Yeah, we don't have scope new. When I initialize the interpreter, though, this should have the global scope, which is a scope. No, let's call it scope with say current scope. I don't know, scope context. It's a little weird. A little weird. Interpreter context. Interpreter T is just interpreter. Let's do the context. Let's do that instead. Global scope is a scope with locals being array list new local. Locals is locals. Local. No, let's say locals is locals. We don't do mut. Locals array list new local. Okay, and over here we're going to add the function print, which is going to be a local of the global scope, I guess, right? Array list push back a new local to the locals. We have name, which is print, and value is value is kind is native function. How about this? Because we'll have other native functions, right? Add native function locals native print. There we go. Add native function is having the locals, which is an array list of local, and function, which is the eval handler. Oh, and I will not be able to use the eval handler. And then we array list push back to the locals. I need to give it a name. Print is native print. Name is string. Kind is native function. Data is native function is f. Right. Okay. So we should also have a function. Let's see, natives. Native print is a function taking the args, which is the array list of as expressions. Oh wait, actually, shouldn't yeah, hold on. If it's a function, then it should first evaluate all the arguments, right? And then give this as the list of values to us, right? Which is different. It's the macros which operate with as expressions there. Yeah. So I need to actually evaluate everything here. If this, yeah, we look at the first one, and if we don't know what to do it, which means that it's a function call, which means that I need to evaluate everything, right? Yeah. Yeah. So we have So f is evaluate first, but then args is array list new of the size. No, not the size, right? It's the new array list of values, and then we say. So we need to like iterate now. Increment I if greater or equal I, then yeah, we start with 1 actually, not with 0. Then list length, then we break the loop. Well, I mean, the first one, since I evaluate this first, I can see if this is a macro, I guess, and then it's going to be different. But that, yeah, that can be done later if we want to have macros, I guess, in this Lisp. Array list push back to the args. We need to add evaluated array list. We need to index the list of s expressions at I, and I need to evaluate that, right? And that value is my new argument. Okay, yes. Evaluate call is just f is value and arguments is a list of values, and then we do that. Okay, so native print has just the arguments, which is values. It is supposed to have, well, I mean, we kind of make it work with any value, I suppose. I guess for now what we can do is we just do a loop, right? And we just do value print arg here. No. Well, I mean, unless it's a string, in which case we just print the string value as is, right? So we say if arg kind is string, then we do one thing. Otherwise we just print it as is. So it's similar to console log, I guess. From JavaScript, if I do it like that. So in this case, I just say print string arg data string. Not quoted, but just as a string. Okay. Not print, by the way. There should be name is name. think this belongs here. Okay. Is that it? I think I have still forgot something. Scope is already defined. Scope context. No, I'm not finding it in the scope still. To do atom eval still is the case, right? And this shouldn't be a reference. Right, but so if it is an atom, this means that I just need to look up the variable, right? So to look up variable as expression datum atom, right? Okay. So we say lookup variable is name, which is string, and this should return value. So we say that we need to look up variable in scope, current scope. Lookup variable in scope. Optional value, actually. Result is this. Well, I mean, maybe we panic. Maybe this doesn't return option. We just panic instead, right? Scope. Oh, this should be a reference, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. We have a reference to the global scope. Also, the scopes, they have parents potentially, which is an optional reference to another scope, right? So global scope has parent, which is none. Okay, first we find in the locals of the scope. If local name is equal to name, then we're just going to return the local value, right? We just return the local value. If it is not found, then we say also if scope parent has value, then we also look up in scope parent. If not, we're just going to return, we're going to panic. Panic saying could not find variable in scope to do better error message. Argument number 0 is different. Expected a reference, got a thing. Native print. Native print. Yeah, because it's not an eval handler. After all, it's not an eval handler. It's a function, right? Which is array list of values into value. Wait, hold on. Expected type array list value got array list value into unit, yeah, because this native print, this should return value, but technically not this, the print, this should return value, but technically we return unit because we return nothing, right? So return unit, value data is unit, like so. And it's going to work, right? S expression doesn't have field data. It has value. I should call it data too. It's kind in data or the ADTs. Okay. We have an issue because we have value data has no member named unit. Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out the offsets. But that's not the case. If it's a unit type inform, which has size 0, stride 0, and no members. Let's fix it for now. Saying that unit data, associated data with the unit is actually unit. I don't know. Or no. Associated data is like, I don't know, let's say int, which is 0. And I'll have another to do here for minicast. To do this isn't working properly. Should fix in minicast. Okay, we have unmatched this expression kind in eval. Wait, what? Oh, wait, what? No, yes. Lookup var. Yes, I need to unwind f with lookup var. There we go. F with this. Expected a reference to unwind token. Got value. No. Fun. Okay, and then we have a to-do call. So we have evaluated the, so I have found the value called print, and now I need to call it. So, but all that I need to do is we have we have we say that if f kind is a native function, then we just return the f data native function, which is a function which is going to be called with args. There we go. That's all that I need to do. Am I going to print hello world? Oh, it's f. Okay. So if I want to return from a function, I've been using this unwindable f, but I should instead name this something else. Unwindable return. Actually, this should be called return. Unwind return. There we go. I think return is a good name for it. Oh, wait, but return is... Yeah, okay. This is... I actually need to fix this right now. I'm just passing the identifiers as is from cast to C, and return is not a valid identifier in C, of course, right? Yeah. So let's see, return Return in minicast. Those things. Let's just do return underscore for now. But that's another thing that I should remember. 9 days for developing a new Lisp dialect, 1 day for writing a game in it. Or we do the other way around. I think we do it in the way that you are saying, probably. It's not going to be 9 though, like maybe like 50-50, right? Well, I mean, technically the Lisp is already working. I have a hello world, right? What else? Like I have a way to have native functions. I just need to add maybe a couple more types. The Lisp is almost ready, right? Like, you don't have to implement everything in the language, right? I can implement the engine, for example, outside of the Lisp, right? I can make like a bunch of native functions instead that I would use in my Lisp, right? Like I can make a binding to raylib. Yeah. I think we just actually make binding to raylib, and yeah, that's it. Something like that. And then we just those bindings are just native functions in the interpreter. Yep. Okay, hello world is printed. I think though that maybe a native print no natives over here. I should print the new line character in the end, right? Yep. In main, so we literally just evaluate the expression, and then I also print the value, which leads to me printing hello world and then printing the unit, because the result of evaluating printing hello world is a unit. But I guess this is unnecessary and we don't need to print that either. Or I guess let's do this if value kind is unit, then we don't do anything. But if it is not a unit, then I'm going to debug print the evaluated value, right? Like that. Okay. Okay, and look at this, Happy Nora. We have a Lisp. We have print, and I can also print. I can print the quoted. I can print the quoted. Print hello world, right? And I say like quoted colon like this, right? I think it's going to work. So we're going to print quoted, and then the yeah, there we go, quoted. There we go. Nice. It works. It works. Okay, I think that's enough for 1 day. I think this is enough for 1 day. Hello world. Defining the functions is not there. I cannot create the new local variables and stuff, but we'll get there. Are you also doing the Spring Lisp Game Jam? Or is anyone else doing this? There's 10 days, not 9, by the way. Oh, you mean like 9 for developing the Lisp and 1 for writing a game? Yeah, it should be like 5 days for. I mean, I think tomorrow we can like get, or if not tomorrow, then like whenever the next stream is, we can implement most of the Lisp that's needed. And then we do Rayleigh bindings. Yeah, 5 days should be more than enough for that. And then 5 days for the actual game. There is no theme though here, right? I don't think there is a theme. So you can just make anything. So what is it the game that I should make? I have not even thought about this. Here's the screenshot progress. Oh, this is 2025. Yeah. Anyone is talking if 2026 yet? No. Is there a Discord? No. There's IRC. Okay. We'll continue next time. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Bye Heavy Nora, bye Death Razor, bye everyone else too. Hey Kuvi, I wanted to make a terminal game to help learn keybinds. Maybe it's a good idea for the gem. Yeah, sure. I think terminal game is a good, yeah, sure. Why not? What keybinds are you learning though? For the terminal, the Vim? Are you learning Vim or something? But yeah, making a terminal game is a good idea for the Lisp gem for sure. But you have to do, but you have to use Lisp, right, for this game gem. Oh, you mean like you want me to make a game to learn keybinds? Oh, that's what you mean, probably, right? Gamify learning keybinds. I'll think about it. But see you next time. Bye.